Indiana is a state built on layers of forgotten history, where ancient mounds rise from quiet fields, and legends of giants, sacred earthworks, and mysterious relics still echo in the soil. From stories of colossal skeletons unearthed beneath small-town bluffs, to the enigmatic geometry of ancient hinges aligned with the stars, Indiana's past is stranger than most realize. This video journeys into the deepest corners of Hoosier folklore and archaeology, revealing lost civilizations, anomalous artifacts, and tales of the unexplained that challenge everything thought to be known about the Midwest. Number 1. Crawfordsville, Indiana. Reported in the Daily Independent, November 21, 1892. Just 2 miles west of Crawfordsville, along the bluffs of Sugar Creek, workers uncovered the skeletal remains of 25 individuals, many of truly giant size. Students from Wabash College quickly claimed many of the skeletons for their archaeology collection. The last skeleton measured 7 feet in length. Its femur and pelvis were massive, twice the size of an ordinary man's. The skull displayed a perfect set of teeth, enamel gleaming as if untouched by time. The article claimed this was the clearest evidence yet of distinctive giant traits. Artifacts such as copper ornaments, shell decorations, and stone weapons were unearthed alongside the remains. Most unusual, 10 skeletons were found seated together in a single pit, all facing the setting sun, as though arranged for a ritual. Locals recalled strange lore tied to the site. 50 years earlier, an uprooted tree here exposed 3 more giant skeletons, showing the burials were truly ancient. General Lew Wallace, famed Hoosier author and soldier, remembered a stranger who once searched these grounds for a legendary gold spoon. The land's owner added that family tradition spoke of Spanish treasure buried there when Chicago was still only a swamp. Number 2. Muncie, Indiana. Reported in the Butler Times, February 7, 1901. On the farm of John A. Gray, 9 miles north of Muncie, a prehistoric village was uncovered 17 feet beneath the ground. Several skeletons were found, belonging to giants who stood nearly 8 feet tall. Alongside the bones lay artifacts including earthen bowls, pots, and small iron rods, one fitted with a handle made from an unknown material. The entire discovery came from the bottom of a sand pit, deepening the mystery of the site. Gray also recalled a strange encounter months earlier, when 2 strangers appeared at his home asking permission to dig in the pit. He refused, but one man warned, "You will rue the refusal as long as you live," claiming that an ancient Indian village and treasure and gold were buried below. Number 3. Whitlock, Indiana. Reported in the Clinch Valley News, April 19, 1889. A large gravel pit in Whitlock produced a remarkable find when the remains of 30 skeletons were uncovered. They were thought to belong to an extinct Indian tribe, possibly the Shawnees, that once lived in this region. Some were found beneath massive tree stumps, or buried as deep as 12 feet, often positioned in a seated posture. The most striking of all was a skeleton believed to have belonged to a giant. Many of the skeletons also showed a curious feature. Their teeth were in near-perfect condition, preserved with unusual completeness. Artifacts discovered with the remains included the skeleton of a dog, a copper spearhead, earthen pottery, and numerous beads, offering further clues into the mysterious culture buried beneath Whitlock. Number 4. Columbus, Indiana. Reported in the Pittsburgh Dispatch, July 24, 1892. In Columbus, members of the West Fork Historical Society excavated a mound that had already yielded a giant male skeleton the year before. This time, 2 female skeletons were unearthed. One displayed the features of a distinctly Caucasian skull, while the other showed a combination of Mongolian and Caucasian traits. Artifacts were found with them, including 2 remarkable pieces of jewelry. The first was a 6-pointed star, about an inch across, with each tip decorated by 13 tiny stars so small they required a microscope to see. At its center was a full moon, also only visible under magnification. The second artifact was a copper cross of unusual shape, intricately engraved with birds and beasts. Number 5. Whitestown, Indiana. Reported in the Burn Witness, September 26, 1900. On a farm near Whitestown, 3 skeletons were discovered within a small mound. Each was notably larger than that of modern humans, suggesting they belonged to an ancient race of giants that once lived in the region. Number 6. Anderson, Indiana. Reported in the Loop City Northwestern, January 28, 1898. Just east of Anderson, 5 ancient mounds were uncovered. The largest was a circular earthwork, 10 feet high and 180 feet across, crafted with remarkable precision like a true hinge. Adding to the mystery, Dora Biddle of Anderson, a noted antique collector, owned several skulls said to come from these mounds. The skulls were unusually large and featured odd anatomical traits, including what was described as an extra skull bone at the back of the head. One skull even showed signs of advanced surgery, a crown neatly cut away with a fine tool, displaying a level of skill equal to surgeons of the late 19th century. Number 7. Shelbyville, Indiana. Reported in the Mineral Point Tribune, September 27, 1883. Near Shelbyville, a farmhand named George Arnold made a remarkable discovery while working in a gravel pit on the land of Franklin Boots. About 6 feet below the surface, he unearthed the skeleton of an enormous man, buried upright and facing east as if deliberately placed. The skull itself measured 16 inches from the eye socket to the back of the head, with a lower jaw over 8 inches wide. Based on its size, the man's brain was estimated to have weighed between 4 and 5 pounds. In life, he was believed to have stood at least 9 feet tall. Other details made the find even more astonishing. The teeth, though heavily worn, were perfect and free of decay. The massive jawbone suggested tremendous muscular strength, far exceeding that of modern people. From the condition of the bones, it was thought this ancient giant lived to be nearly 100 years old. I first came across this story in a Missouri newspaper that didn't mention the exact location, so I assumed it was in Missouri and included it in that video. However, I later found the same story again with more details, and this time the location was identified as Indiana. Number 8. Noble County, Indiana. Reported in the Tiffin Tribune, July 24, 1873. While working on the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, contractor John Yeager uncovered an extraordinary skeleton in Noble County. The remains measured 9.5 feet in length, a truly towering figure. This startling discovery raised immediate questions about who these ancient giants were and what other secrets might still lie beneath Indiana's soil. Number 9. The Daily Star Mirror, Moscow, Idaho, October 10, 1921. In Lawrence County, Indiana, the complete skeleton of what is believed to be one of the state's most ancient inhabitants was discovered. A complete skeleton over 6 feet tall was uncovered from a prehistoric mound near the East Fork of the White River. The discovery, made by T.C. Hesitant of Bloomington and Dick Guernsey of Bedford, was identified by state geologist Dr. W.N. Logan as belonging to the ancient mound builders, a people who lived in the region long before native tribes. The mound itself was unusually crafted in a square design with a vault system built from slabs of limestone. Dr. Logan reported that the body was found in remarkable condition, laid to rest as originally buried, with nearly all parts intact except for some of the more delicate bones. Number 10. Long-headed mound builders across Indiana and Illinois. Reported in the Roanoke Times, September 25, 1891. This report details remarkable mounds found across Ohio and Indiana, believed to have been built by a long-headed people. They were later displaced by another race, identified by their round-headed skulls. Both groups are thought to be variants of Native American tribes. The long-headed mound builders are traced across Indiana and Illinois, extending up the Missouri River. According to the article, a smallpox epidemic nearly wiped them out, and they are linked with the Mandan Indians of modern times. Professor Frederick Ward Putnam, who led excavations at Serpent Mound in Ohio, supported these ideas. Putnam's work revealed skulls from at least 2 distinct races, or one with greater diversity than anywhere else on Earth. He also noted long-headed skulls in Peru and Mexico, and found evidence of serpent worship, suggesting a mysterious connection that remains unexplained. Curiously, these skulls are rarely displayed or publicly imaged for study. Number 11. Tall Civil War soldiers from Indiana. Reported in the Evening Star, September 29, 1915. Military records show that 5 Civil War soldiers from Indiana measured 80 inches or taller, that is, 6 feet 8 inches or more. Dr. Gould, an actuary with the United States Sanitary Commission during the war, noted that men from Indiana were the tallest among native-born Americans and possibly taller than men from any other country. This remarkable height sets these Indiana soldiers apart, adding a curious layer to the state's history and raising questions about the genetics or conditions that produce such giants. Number 12. Giant skeleton with horns unearthed in Knightsville, Indiana. Reported in the Minneapolis Journal, December 4, 1905. On a farm near Sulphur Springs in Knightsville, Indiana, farmer Alonzo Lewis uncovered the bones of a primitive giant measuring more than 7 feet long. The skeleton featured a rare and remarkable anomaly. Horns about 1.5 inches long, protruding upward from the skull just behind the ears. This was not an isolated find. Several similar skeletons had been discovered in recent weeks, all within a gravel pit on Lewis's farm. These strange remains suggest the existence of a mysterious ancient population of giants with unique physical traits, unlike modern humans. Some incredible research on ancient giants in Indiana comes from the website nephilimgiants.net, which largely draws from the book The Encyclopedia of Ancient Giants in North America by Fritz Zimmermann. The additional giant reports mentioned in my video are based on their extensive research. While I couldn't locate the original newspaper sources for all the accounts, that doesn't mean many more don't exist out there. According to the research compiled by this site, at least 52 giant human skeletons have been discovered across the state of Indiana alone. Zimmermann's work is a monumental compilation of over 10,000 historical documents, newspaper archives, and archaeological fieldwork, making it one of the most thorough sources available on the topic of giants in North America. Number 13. Henry County, Indiana. Giants and ancient henges. In Henry County, Indiana, numerous giant skeletons and ancient earthworks have been discovered, according to research compiled by nephilimgiants.net. About 7 or 8 miles west of Newcastle, workers found many Indian skeletons during road construction. Similarly, south of town, giant human bones and artifacts were uncovered. Henry County is also home to a remarkable earth henge group, described in Prehistoric Antiquities of Indiana. This large henge features an eastern gateway believed to honor the sun on the spring and fall equinoxes. Nearby, smaller mounds and hinges, including one named Mound Number 4, align with a mound on a western bluff. Further details on northern Indiana giants and ancient sites can be found in the Indiana Geological Survey of 1881. Number 14. Delaware County, Indiana. Giants and ancient burial hills. In Delaware County, many hills served as burial places for ancient peoples. The bones found there suggest they belong to a race of giants. These discoveries are part of a larger network of earthworks and mounds across the region. One notable site is the Earth Henge featured in the Nephilim Chronicles, a travel guide to the ancient ruins in the Ohio Valley. Historical accounts from the history of Randolph County in 1885 highlight continual discoveries of giant skeletons and artifacts here, showing the deep mystery surrounding these ancient cultures in Indiana's past. Number 15. Randolph County, Indiana. Ancient skeletons and earthworks. In Randolph County, several large skeletons were found in a gravel bank near the White River, close to Mount Zion Church and the Nathan Butts Farm. These remains lay 3 to 4 feet deep, mostly horizontal, and were unusually large. Charred bones indicated coals of fire were placed with nearly every skeleton. The teeth were solid, though some showed wear. Randolph County is also home to a rectangular earthwork with gateways exactly aligned to the summer and winter solstices, showing the advanced astronomical knowledge of these ancient people. Number 16. Many skeletons of an extinct Indian race unearthed in Whitlock, Indiana. Reported in the Davenport Morning Tribune, February 5, 1889. A large grave pit excavated in Whitlock revealed at least 30 skeletons believed to belong to an extinct Indian tribe, likely the Shawnees. Many of the skeletons were buried in a seated posture. One grave contained 3 skeletons thought to be a woman and 2 children. Among the finds was a notably large skeleton believed to have belonged to a giant. A remarkable feature shared by many was the near-perfect preservation of their teeth. Artifacts uncovered alongside include a dog's skeleton, a copper spearhead, an earthen pot, and numerous beads, suggesting the burial of a person of importance. Number 17. Giant skeletons discovered in Vermillion County, Indiana. In March 1880, gravel road workers near the Newport Fairgrounds uncovered 5 human skeletons buried in a gravel bank, with another found near the railroad tracks. No weapons were found, but ashes suggested burial fires had been part of the rites. Measurements show these skeletons belong to a tall and powerful people, averaging over 6 feet 2 inches in height. The structure of their thigh bones and muscle attachments indicate they were not only giants in stature, but possessed extraordinary strength. Number 18. Giant human skeletons discovered in Allen County, Indiana. Historical accounts from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in 1868 describe remarkable discoveries during excavation of a great sand heap within the city limits. Workers uncovered many bones and skulls, including a most extraordinary skull characterized by a high forehead and an exceptionally large formation, suggesting it belonged to a giant. Number 19. Giant human skeletons. Across Indiana, extensive historical reports. According to the Encyclopedia of Ancient Giants in North America by Fritz Zimmerman, there have been at least 52 giant human skeletons uncovered across the state of Indiana. These discoveries come from county histories, state archives, and newspaper articles spanning the 19th and early 20th centuries. This count does not include reports of giants with double rows of teeth or Neanderthal-like skulls, which represent additional anomalies beyond this tally. Here they are. Giant human skeletons have been discovered in Porter County with 1 reported, LaPorte County with 1, St. Joseph County with 1, Stark County with 1, Pulaski County with 1, Fulton County with 1, Kosciuszko County with 1, Cass County with 1, LaGrange County with 1, Noble County with 4, DeKalb County with 1, Huntington County with 1, Grant County with 1, Blackford County with 1, Jay County with 1, Delaware County with 1, Madison County with 6, Randolph County with 2, Wayne County with 2, Henry County with 5, Hamilton County with 1, Boone County with 1, Montgomery County with 1, Shelby County with 2, Rush County with 1, Fayette County with 1, Decatur County with 1, Bartholomew County with 1, Monroe County with 1, Lawrence County with 3, Clay County with 1, Vigo County with 1, Dearborn County with 1, Clark County with 1, Pike County with 1, and Knox County with 1. Number 20. Relics of the Mound Builders in Indiana. Reported in the Evening Star, September 14, 1897. M.G. Mock of Muncie assembled a vast collection of over 10,000 relics from Indian mounds across several states. Among his finds in Indiana was a skull resting on a conch shell collar, showing these ancient people traveled far beyond their homeland. Another notable artifact was a red stone pipe made from stone sourced only in Dakota and Minnesota. Most mounds in Indiana are small, but one towering mound near Muncie rises 30 to 40 feet high. Skeletons found in these mounds are usually seated, with their heads touching their knees. Some skeletons, measuring 7 feet or more, have been identified as giants. Mock, a respected member of the Order of Red Men, shared these remarkable details on his way to a convention in Philadelphia, highlighting the rich and mysterious heritage of the mound builders. Number 21. Copper breastplates and helmets, found in Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana. Reported in the Detroit Evening Times, February 1944, pioneers crossing the eastern mountains into the Midwest discovered many burial mounds in Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana. These sites yielded skeletons alongside remarkable artifacts such as pottery, copper breastplates, and copper helmets adorned with deer antlers. Strings of freshwater pearls and other curiosities were found as well, illustrating the rich ceremonial culture of the mound builders. Copper objects were crafted with great skill and often used in religious ceremonies, suggesting extensive trade networks and spiritual practices among these ancient peoples. Number 22. Rare old coins found in an Indiana mound, reported in the Arizona Republican, August 8, 1899. In Marietta, Crawford County, Indiana, rare old coins were discovered inside an Indian mound nearly destroyed by farming. Professor E. Gilmore found silver coins shaped like shields linked by a gold triangle. These coins bear the inscription, Johannes die gra rex Scotorum, believed to be Scottish in origin. The shields measure about 1 1/4 inches across and 3/8 of an inch thick. The coins were found in what appeared to be a grave marked by stones, possibly forming a coffin. Farmers noted the soil composing the mound was unique, transported over 18 miles from Harrison County. This discovery has sparked plans to excavate the mound further in search of treasure. Number 23. Legends of other anomalous artifacts found in Indiana. The following stories are sourced from AI-generated research, but lack original verified sources, or I could not access them, which doesn't mean they don't exist. but their authenticity is uncertain. Nonetheless, they are fascinating possibilities worthy of mention. 1. The Bartholomew County Stone, 1876. Farmers reportedly unearthed a dolmen-like carved stone with markings resembling linear script. The artifact's current whereabouts are unknown. 2. Alger's Roman coins, Shelby County, 1889. A farmer near Shelbyville allegedly found bronze coins identified as Roman, dating to the 3rd and 4th centuries AD. 3. Ancient lid cruciforms, near Crawfordsville. Rumored lid cruciform objects, resembling Old World Christian relics, have been dug up near Mounds, predating known missionary activity and sparking debate about early cross-cultural contact. Number 24. Indiana's Ancient Hinges and Earthworks Overview. Research by Fritz Zimmerman and the Nephilim Chronicles on NephilimGiants.net uncovers a fascinating list of stone hinges across Indiana. According to them, the state is home to approximately 85 burial mounds and earthworks, yet only 3 are officially registered or preserved. Notably, 3 major hinge complexes align with the sun, moon, and stars, located in Newcastle, Cambridge City, and Mound State Park in Anderson, dating from roughly 500 BC to 200 AD. Indiana's ancient builders also crafted the rectangular enclosure at Winchester, aligned precisely with the solstices to form a Pythagorean triangle within the earthwork. This advanced geometric knowledge is comparable to that seen in Ohio's Newark earthworks, a connection acknowledged by Brad Lepper, curator of archaeology at the Ohio History Connection. Nearby Fountain City features another square earthwork whose dimensions numerically correspond to Winchester's walls, demonstrating an understanding of mathematical concepts such as pi, geometry, and surveying, skills also used by the Babylonian Amorites, an ancient giant tribe noted in biblical texts and rumored to have influenced these mound builders. Visiting these earthworks reveals they are far more than mere piles of dirt. The sophisticated math apparent in Indiana's geometric earthworks parallels the astronomical hinges of the British Isles, also linked to Amorite origins. Similar burial mound styles, including conical mounds surrounded by earthworks or moats, are found both in England and Ohio Valley, indicating a shared ancient cultural tradition rather than independent invention. These earthworks stand as enduring testimony to the intellectual and spiritual life of Indiana's prehistoric peoples, highlighting their connection to wider ancient civilizations and celestial phenomena. Number 25. Mound State Park, Anderson, Indiana. Burial Mound and Hinge Complex. Mound State Park in Anderson, Indiana, is home to one of the best preserved burial mound and hinge complexes in the Ohio Valley. Among 10 hinge groups found throughout Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, the Great Hinge at Mound State Park stands out for its sophisticated construction, aligned precisely with solar events and prominent stars. The Great Mound features a circular outer embankment roughly 390 feet across and 9 feet high, surrounding a deep ditch about 60 feet wide and over 10 feet deep. At the center lies a burial mound carefully aligned with the solstices and other astronomical markers. While the central mound was unfortunately destroyed by university archaeologists, unaware of its astronomical significance, 2 other earthworks remain visible today but lack formal interpretation at the park. The hinge's outer wall is shaped like a serpent, with dips designed to align with specific stars and solar events. Unlike a typical hinge, which has an interior ditch and outer embankment, the Great Hinge's ditch originally contained water, adding a unique feature to the complex. Just north of the Great Hinge lies another earthwork, shaped like a panduriform, and aligned with the sunrise on May 1st, the Celtic festival of Beltane. Its western gateway aligns with the sunset on October 31st, showing continued sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles. Archaeological excavations revealed layers of clay, ashes, and powdered white calcite on the mound's floor, along with pits and basins of unknown purpose. Human burials were discovered within log tombs, accompanied by artifacts such as clay pipes, mica fragments, pottery, and deer bone tools. Mound State Park's earthworks are far more than simple piles of dirt. They represent the advanced astronomical and ceremonial knowledge of Indiana's prehistoric cultures. Number 26. Newcastle, Indiana, Burial Mound and Hinge Complex. Though much of the once magnificent loaf-shaped burial mound at Newcastle was destroyed during archaeological excavations by Ball State University, the site remains an important piece of Indiana's ancient heritage. The surrounding deep ditch and 4 visible hinges, alongside 2 additional burial mounds, still stand. Yet the site is neither officially protected nor recognized as historic despite being on public land. The remnants of this mound and its earthworks are most visible in winter when the tall grass has died back. The encircling ditch, a burial mound to the west, and the hinge itself are clearly discernible. To the south, 3 more hinges lie nestled in woods. This large loaf-shaped mound, oriented toward the east and bordered by an earthwork and ditch reminiscent of a hinge, suffered significant damage by university archaeologists. Westward to this central mound are 2 hinges, one notably more distinct. Nearby in Newcastle, a single hinge remains in a public park next to the local high school. This hinge features a gateway precisely aligned with the winter solstice sunrise, underscoring the astronomical and ceremonial significance of these ancient earthworks. Number 27. Cambridge City, Indiana Hinge Complex. The Cambridge City Hinge Complex, although continuously plowed for over a century, still reveals its largest hinge visible in cultivated fields. The southern hinge originally matched the size of the Great Hinge at Mound State Park, measuring approximately 210 feet in diameter. Its gateway, slightly north of east, may have been aligned with the sunrise on May 1st, the Celtic festival of Beltane. One remarkable feature of the site is a gently graded earth-cut pathway extending from the center between the 2 hinges down to a nearby creek, indicating a sophisticated design possibly connected to water rituals or ceremonial processions. Within a 20-mile radius are 3 major hinge sites, making this area the hinge capital of the Ohio Valley, though unfortunately, only one of these sites is officially preserved. This highlights the importance of protecting Indiana's prehistoric landmarks for their cultural and economic potential, including tourism. Historical maps, such as one produced by the Indiana Geological Survey around 1915, show the southern hinge aligned directly east, while the northern hinge appears aligned with the summer solstice sunrise. Modern LiDAR imagery further suggests the southern hinge aligns with the May 1st Beltane sunrise, an alignment also found at the North Panduriform Hinge in Mound State Park. The LiDAR data reveals the northern hinge is panduriform rather than circular, with its gateway aligned to the equinox sunrise, adding another layer of astronomical sophistication. The site also contains up to 13 smaller earthen circles, reflecting a highly complex ceremonial earthwork landscape constructed with advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and surveying. Number 28. Other notable ancient sites. Indiana is home to many remarkable prehistoric earthworks beyond the well-known mound sites. Among these are notable enclosures such as the Yorktown Enclosure near Muncie, the Fort Wayne Hinge, the Winchester Rectangular Enclosure, and the Square Earthwork at Fountain City. One distinctive site, often dubbed Indiana's Stonehenge, is located on Browning Mountain in Brown County. This 928-foot hill features an area near its summit scattered with large sandstone and limestone boulders. Some of these stones show signs of shaping or quarrying and are arranged in circular and linear formations, suggesting deliberate placement by ancient peoples. However, the exact origins, purposes, and cultural affiliations of these stones remain uncertain, and scholarly consensus has not confirmed them as a formal henge or astronomical observatory. Together, these earthworks highlight Indiana's rich prehistoric heritage, reflecting the sophisticated ceremonial and cultural practices of its indigenous peoples. However, many of these sites remain poorly documented and inadequately protected, underscoring the need to preserve them as valuable cultural and educational resources for future generations. Number 29. List of Indiana mounds. I found an article listing numerous mounds scattered across Indiana for anyone interested in exploring ancient sites. The Indianapolis Journal, March 15, 1885. Indiana's prehistoric landscape is richly adorned with thousands of man-made mounds and earthworks spread across nearly every county. These ancient structures, which may date back thousands of years, served various ceremonial, religious, and burial purposes for the area's early inhabitants. Among them are large rectangular enclosures covering dozens of acres, circular earthworks with deep ditches and wide gateways, and pyramidal and loaf-shaped burial mounds. Many mounds are aligned with celestial events such as solstices and equinoxes, reflecting sophisticated knowledge of astronomy and geometry. In Randolph County near Winchester, a sprawling rectangular enclosure encompasses approximately 31 acres, featuring a central mound nearly 9 feet tall and 100 feet in diameter. Along the Ohio River in Clark County near New Washington, several stone wall enclosures and circular earthworks with impressively thick and tall walls stand testament to ancient construction prowess. Opposite Louisville on the Ohio River, numerous mounds have been excavated, including prominent ones at Corn Island near the Falls of the Ohio. Hills known as knobs along the Ohio River in Harrison, Crawford, and Perry counties host many significant mounds and earthworks. Near Newburgh, the Angel Mounds rise approximately 50 feet tall and span some 200 feet across, noted for their striking symmetry. Fountain County in Covington contains sepulchral mounds with ceremonial burials accompanied by copper artifacts and beads. Northern Indiana counties like White, Jasper, Newton, and Madison hold a large number of sites, including the White River earthworks near Anderson. This complex includes circular embankments with deep inner ditches, central mounds, wide gateways, clusters of small circles, and distinctive figure-8-shaped earthworks perched above river bluffs. Further upstream along the White River lie additional earthworks characterized by regularly curved walls and large entranceways. Many mounds and earthworks have suffered damage from farming, construction, and lack of protection, yet they offer invaluable insight into the social and spiritual lives of Indiana's ancient peoples. Number 30. The Lost River, the Teays River. Reported in the St. Paul Globe, Minnesota, July 25, 1902. The Teays River was a major prehistoric waterway flowing through Indiana and much of the eastern United States long before the Ice Age. Originating near present-day western North Carolina, it traveled north through Virginia and West Virginia, then west across Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, emptying into an ancient Gulf of Mexico. Comparable in size to the modern Ohio River, the Teays shaped valleys and landscapes over millions of years. Around 2 million years ago, advancing glaciers blocked and erased much of its surface course, creating large lakes like Lake Tite. Overflow from these lakes carved new rivers, including the Ohio River, which took over the Teays drainage role. Today, the Teays River exists mainly as a deep, buried valley beneath northern Indiana and surrounding states, studied through well records and geophysical data. Its ancient waters shaped the environment where prehistoric peoples lived, making it a vital part of Indiana's natural and cultural history. Number 31. Jug Rock. Jug Rock is a unique sandstone formation located near Shoals, Indiana, in the valley of the East Fork of the White River. Standing about 60 feet tall and 20 feet wide, it is the largest freestanding table rock, sometimes called a mushroom rock, east of the Mississippi River. Formed around 325 to 286 million years ago during the Pennsylvanian period, Jug Rock was shaped by erosion that separated it from a nearby cliff. The rock's distinctive shape, like a jug with a stopper on top, makes it a local natural landmark and the mascot of Shoals High School. It is part of the Mansfield Formation and is protected within the Jug Rock Nature Preserve, attracting visitors intrigued by its rare and mysterious geology. Number 32. 7 Pillars of the Mississinewa. The 7 Pillars of the Mississinewa, near Peru, Indiana, is a stunning natural formation consisting of 7 limestone pillars rising about 25 feet tall along the north bluff of the Mississinewa River. These pillars were sculpted over centuries by wind and water erosion, creating rounded buttresses and alcoves that once served as council meeting places for the Miami people, who have long considered the site sacred. The area, now protected as the 7 Pillars Nature Preserve, offers scenic hiking trails, spectacular views, and opportunities to experience the river and surrounding forests. The Miami Nation still uses the land south of the pillars for ceremonies and heritage events, preserving the cultural significance of this beautiful natural landmark. Number 33. Prophet's Rock, in West Lafayette. Prophet's Rock, located near West Lafayette, Indiana, is a historic rock formation where the Shawnee prophet, Tenskwatawa, known as the Prophet, stood during the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811. From this vantage point, he is said to have chanted and encouraged Native American warriors, believing his spiritual power would protect them from harm. The rock overlooks the battlefield roughly a mile away and features caves and grooves formed by natural erosion. Today, a monument marks the site, which is accessible by trails that provide visitors a chance to appreciate both the history and the scenic views. Prophet's Rock remains a powerful symbol of Native American resistance and heritage in the region. Number 34. Mount Baldy, Indiana's wandering sand dune. Mount Baldy, near Michigan City, Indiana, is a massive sand dune about 123 feet tall that slowly moves inland over time. In 2013, a 6-year-old boy fell into a mysterious sinkhole beneath the shifting sand and was trapped for over 3 hours before rescue. Scientists discovered these sinkholes form when decomposing tree trunks buried under the dune create hidden voids that collapse unexpectedly. The dune's movement, combined with the loss of stabilizing vegetation, causes these dangerous sinkholes. Though parts of the dune are closed, ranger-led hikes still allow visitors to experience stunning views over Lake Michigan. Number 35. Diana of the Dunes. Near Chesterton, the ghost of Alice Mabel Gray, known as Diana of the Dunes, is said to haunt the Indiana Dunes shoreline. She was a hermit who lived by Lake Michigan and died under suspicious circumstances in the 1920s. Visitors report seeing a ghostly woman running along the beach or disappearing into the lake, especially at dusk or misty mornings. This legend is celebrated by an annual festival. Number 36. 100 Steps. Cemetery near Cloverland, Indiana. The cemetery has a staircase where visitors must count all 100 steps, both going up and down. Legends say that failing to count properly results in seeing a ghostly undertaker and a vision of one's own death. Many report strange sensations and footsteps here. Number 37. Reports from early newspapers mention wild, screeching mermaid-like creatures living in the muddy Ohio River waters. Although science never confirmed them, folklore holds that these strange beings still lurk in the river. Number 38. Whispering Bridge in Avon. An old railroad bridge west of Indianapolis, haunted by the spirit of a woman who cried after a tragic death. Locals say they hear whispers and a mother's cry at night, and many honk their horns while crossing to drown out the eerie sounds. Number 39. House with the Blue Lights, Indianapolis. A now demolished mansion where strange blue lights reportedly glowed constantly. The house was linked to tragic and ghostly stories that attracted many trespassers, causing real disturbances before it was torn down. Number 40. Elkhart Civic Theater. This historic theater is haunted by Percy, a ghost known for moving objects, dark-haired female apparitions, and physical sensations of being grabbed. Staff and visitors frequently encounter unexplained paranormal phenomena here. Number 41. The Crawfordsville Monster, 1891. Indiana's most famous cryptid sighting took place in Crawfordsville, where townsfolk reported a massive, writhing, flying creature described as a living airship of flesh, with no head and great bellowing lungs. Dozens witnessed the event, and even newspapers like the Indianapolis Journal ran the story. Later explanations suggested it was a misidentified flock of birds, but many were unconvinced. Number 42. The Green-Clawed Beast, 1955. On August 21st, 1955, just hours after the Kelly-Hopkinsville goblin encounter in Kentucky, an Evansville woman swimming in the Ohio River reported being grabbed by a green-clawed, hairy hand from below. The creature dragged her under, leaving bruises and scratches. The encounter supposedly drew the attention of the U.S. Air Force, who allegedly visited Naomi's family and warned them not to speak of the incident again. Theories about the creature range from a garfish or large catfish to an amphibious reptilian monster, and some believe it was influenced by popular culture at the time. The story remains part of Indiana's cryptid lore, from giants buried deep in the soil to ghostly figures gliding along the dunes. Indiana is far more than just crossroads on a map. It's a place where myth and history blend beneath rolling fields and shadowed forests. Ancient burial mounds whisper of forgotten civilizations, while mysterious relics suggest connections lost to time. The giants and sacred hinges remind us that our world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed this journey into Indiana's shadowed past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of ancient mysteries, folklore, and the unexplained. And remember, sometimes the ground beneath our feet holds more questions than answers. Keep camping and exploring the mysteries of our world.